Alright, I'm gonna make this real short because I'm gonna get emotional. Um, I joined the suicide group, Suicide Awareness. It was in honor of somebody's memory that committed suicide, a younger girl. And it made me want to share my story. So without further ado, for those of you that don't know, I was engaged a while back and I had lost my fiance. Her name was Alyssa Karen Eisemann. I lost her to suicide slash drug addiction. Alyssa was a caring, outgoing woman, very talented. She was a perfectionist. If something was wrong, she couldn't have it. She didn't do wrong. She put her best effort into anything she did. Um, One of the nicest women you'll ever meet, nicest people. Well, would do anything for anybody, which was her downfall at the end. She cared too much for other people, and she did herself. Um, she loved music. She was born in Lexington, Kentucky. Spent most of her life in Charleston, South Carolina. Um, she went to school. I forget the name of the school. It's on the obituary. Trident Technical College, where she wrote for the Trident Times. She went for business management with an aspect on music, and she wrote articles for the Trident Times on local bands and whatnot. You see where I get my passion for writing. She was so talented. She absolutely loved music, and that's where I get my love for music. Granted, I loved music before she came into the picture, but after her, I just started to put myself into these songs and think I was in that place. That's why I can relate so many songs to me in my situation. I I never had anybody believe in me the way Alyssa did. I never had anybody stick by my side and see the absolute best in me when I didn't deserve it. And I know I put that woman through a lot, but I loved her more than I ever loved anyone. Sorry. I It was an uphill battle for Alyssa. She struggled with heroin addiction, and show it here, excuse me. She struggled with heroin addiction. She was clean for about over a year. She was doing quite well. She had a relapse in April of 2013, shortly after we had, well, actually, and no, sorry, April of 2012, shortly after we had gotten together. Um, and after that, she was doing well. We went through a couple situations, and we were at our all-time high in our relationship, and all of a sudden she just started to use. And I know there were some things we went through as a couple. Sorry, we went through as a couple, and there were some things she went through personally. I'm not going to get into them things. Those of you that know. Those of you don't, if I trust you enough, I'll tell you at a time more fitting and more suitable. She had a lot going on, and somewhere along the way she turned back to the drugs. I had always told her, I'd rather you hurt me with the truth than kill me with a lie. So please, if you relapse, tell me. I'll be upset at you, but I will stand by you. I will talk to you about it. I will do anything to help you. And as time went on, about 2 weeks before she died, I started to notice signs. She was doing a lot of things that weren't Alyssa. She had wrecked my car. She was very slough. She was constantly in the bathroom, and it was just like I just I knew, but at the same time, I didn't want to believe it until one day I found a baggie, and she had lied to me and told me it was a tampon wrapper, and I knew damn well what it was. I never really did heroin like that at that point, but I'm not stupid. I had been around the block a time or two. Like I knew, I was well aware, but I wanted her to tell me, and I wanted her to be honest with me. And the fact that she lied to me, it hurt me. So it took me a couple days of process, and I found out for sure. I got my evidence that she was, and I got frustrated with her. The weekend that she died, I was I was so mad at her. I never expected my Alyssa to lie to me like that. She never lied to me, no matter how much it hurt me. She would never ever lie. And somewhere, like I said, she just wasn't her. And we were arguing all weekend. She had some problems with her parents. Some coworkers were giving her a hard time, to my understanding. And on Easter Sunday, March 31st, 2013, about about a month before her birth, her 20, it would have been her 23rd birthday. Yes, 23rd birthday. She she I'm assuming she did a tremendous amount of heroin that night, and I came home and I found her. Took me like 10 minutes to find her. I didn't know where she went. Stuff was scattered everywhere. I thought she had taken some money and took off. And here I went into the closet and I got this eerie feel as soon as I went in. I was looking for stuff, and then I looked to my right. Sorry. There she is. I didn't know what to do. My first reaction was go grab the scissors, cut the yarn, cut her down, try to give her CPR while calling 911, which I did. I gave her CPR, and I felt a breath. I felt a breath. I know I did. It breathed into me. And from what I was told, I guess that was her last breath. It killed me, and it still does to this day because I wish I could have done more. I She was such an amazing woman. She was such an inspiration, not only to myself, but the people that were lucky enough to be in her presence. What she ever saw in me, I don't know. I don't. But she made me a better person. And when I lost her, I did lose part of myself. And it affects me greatly to this day. But I'm at the point where I'm better because now I can feel her presence. I can, at the beginning I felt her presence, and then for a while there I stopped feeling it. Now, the past month or so, her presence has been back. When I go for a walk, I feel a grip on my arm. When I'm laying here in bed, I can feel her spirit in here. Her, she connects with me. She talks to me, and I don't care how many people think I'm crazy for that. She does. Um, I was in a relationship 2 months ago. Those of you are aware, it was a complete mess, and that's why she had stopped communicating with me because I kept going for women that were liking me, that were flashing me a smile, liking my statuses, commenting to me. Basically, the first thing that showed interest in me, and I settled for less than I deserved, which I swore I wouldn't do after Alyssa. And she got frustrated with me. And one night she had said to me, Eddie, you're on your own. I can't watch you get hurt. I'm sorry. I love you. And that was it. 6 months, 6, 7, 8 months went. I didn't communicate. There was nothing. Um, and then about 2 months ago, I felt her come back. And I asked her, I was in a really bad relationship. And I found some stuff out. I was ready to leave this woman. I shouldn't even call her a woman. And Alyssa came to me. She said, "Be patient." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Like she wouldn't give me an answer. What do you mean, be patient? Be patient with what, Alyssa? With Angelica? What's her name? Be patient, Eddie. That's all I can tell. That's all, you know. So, believing that she was referring to Angelica, I stayed with her. I tolerated her mistreatment of me, her verbal abuse, her neglect, just disrespect, um, her guilt trip on me, pinning everything on me when I was trying to show her love and care and be as loyal as I could be to her under a situation, and I was. I stayed with her when any other guy probably would have said, "The hell with this. You are a liar, you're a cheater, I'm out." And I stayed thinking that Alyssa was saying, "Be patient. It's not what you know." So I did, and I forget what it got to the point where she would barely talk to me. I didn't get a phone call for like a week, and then one night I needed to talk to her. Like I needed somebody. I needed some support. Like I was starting to slip, and I needed to talk to her. And she was like, "We can talk tomorrow. I'm going to bed." You know, blah blah. And I texted her back, and I said, "Look, that's enough's enough. You're making me worse. I'm starting to use again. I'm not happy at all. Like you're making me miserable. I'm sorry. I'm out." And next day, uh, I made a joke with my friend, a simple joke, and she took it the wrong way, posted little statuses on the internet and coming at me. So I did what I did do best, which, was stupid of me, but let me get into why I'm glad I did. Um, I fired back. And in the meaning of fire back, you gotta know there's this woman I've had my eye on for about a year, and I never had the guts to say anything to her because just like with Alyssa, she was so out of my league. Let me get into that. She liked the comments that I was saying to Angelica. I just thought to myself, wait a minute. Even if she hates her, like she don't know me, why would she? So the next day, I decided to shoot her a message, and we started talking. And that night, Alyssa came back to me and said, "Patience, Eddie, patience." And I just look, I was like, "Is this what you told me to be patient for?" And she just laughed and said, finally you're finally talking to what you really want." And granted, through the circumstances, I wish it could have been through something else, but people fall in love in mysterious ways, they say. Um, and it's so weird because now I'm talking to this woman and she reminds me of Alyssa to a T. And I'm not trying to compare her to Alyssa because Alyssa was one of a kind. But just with the way, like, when I first talked to Alyssa, she was kind of shy with me, like stubborn, but she believed in me. She seen my full potential. And with Alyssa, I was just getting out of a horrible relationship, and Alyssa was the one to build me up, tell, "Oh, you're an amazing guy. You deserve something great." And she made me feel special about myself. So I was like, okay, I want to be with you. Like, I'm not gonna settle for anything less than you. And now this woman, it's almost deja vu, and she has a lot of similarities to Alyssa. And it scares me a bit, but at the same time, like I am working so hard to get her, and I know Alyssa approves of that because this is the woman I feel I deserve. And it's just the moral of this story is it's amazing to me how after she's gone, Alyssa continues to help me, and she's gonna help me. And she says to me in my dream, "When the time is right, I will talk to this woman. Just be patient. Don't give up on it." And that's why I'm going to the extremes I am for those of you that see. But this ain't about that right now. This is about the amazing woman that I once knew. And I got to this woman I'm talking to now because of Alyssa. And I just want to say, for those of you who were affected by Alyssa's loss, if you watch this, I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do. I was so stuck. You just got to put yourself in my shoes. If you loved your woman so much that you would have done anything to stand by her, and then to find out she's going behind your back, she's lying to you when you always made yourself available, always made yourself trustworthy. Like, how do you handle that? And I got frustrated, and I was ready to leave. I was. That day, I was ready to leave. The only reason I stayed is she asked me, please stop yelling at me. We will work this out. Please, 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 Eddie, I love you. I said, Alyssa, I love you too, but this needs to stop. The drug use, the lying, the addictive behaviors, the stealing. I have OCD, I'm sorry. It needs to stop. It needs to end. And I don't know. I don't know what happened that night. I don't know if she just said she couldn't do it. She was too weak. It goes to show you the strongest hearted people can be the weakest mentally. That doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means that they didn't do enough work on themselves. So, for those of you affected by suicide, those of you survivors, those of you that battle depression on a daily basis, I urge you, I beg you, and I absolutely indulge you to please work on yourself every day. Find inner happiness. Do something that builds your spirits up. Make yourself laugh at least once a day, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself sitting alone down in the dumps, ready to hit rock bottom. I've been there. I almost did it myself. It's not worth it. My heart goes out to all you survivors, any of y'all that have lost somebody. Believe me, suicide has taken a lot of people I love. A lot. And it's never easy. But just know you have a friend in me and you have somebody you can talk to. Thank you for letting me share my story of Alyssa. God bless.